It's your man Phil Williams. The Phil Williams Show. Howdy. Yep. Hey, still down. United for Freedom. Please join that group. It is a group of accountability. United for Freedom. What's up, Chris? Ken. What is going on, Ken? I am with Ken Thompson. Trust me, I am. What's up, Ken? Hey, guys. United for Freedom on Facebook is a group of accountability, holding politicians accountable, especially those politicians who raised their hand and said, I am a conservative. Hey, what's up, Linda, Joyce, Michael? What's up, Mike? That's my man, Mike. I think I'm saying your name right, Lozzy or something like that. I like it, man. Lozzi. That's my man, Mike. What's up, Mike? I love you too, Ken. Yep. Hey, what's up, Jamie? Steven? Q! That's my man, Q Harper. I'm telling you, doing amazing things for the young people out in the community. Keep up the good work, Q. When I grow up, I want to be just like Q. Hey, but anyway, like I said, guys, I said that right. Thanks, Mike. Appreciate it. Yep. And let's go here. This is where I want to go today. United for Freedom. Just remember that. United for Freedom. Join that group. It's a very, very, very good, worthwhile group. Often duplicated, but never as patriotic. Let me just put it that way. But anyway, have you guys ever wondered? I've sat here and I'm just looking at what's going on in America. I'm looking at everything from this healthcare to everything. And I want to put it on the liberals. And you know, the reason why I'm putting it on the liberals is because the liberals and socialists and all these progressives and all these people, they let you know exactly what it is they like to see out of America. They told you what it was. See, our founding fathers told us exactly what they wanted to see with America. They told you. Matter of fact, they did something more than told you. They used their blood, sweat, and tears, and they put it together. They put it in the Constitution. They said, we are going to be a constitutional republic. This word democracy is cool, I understand it, but now we're a constitutional republic. It's disturbing to me when I hear a conservative say we're a democracy. It's not. We might have some democratic type things in voting and things like this, but no, our founding fathers said we're a constitutional republic. That means Constitution is what guides this republic, the Constitution. This is the vision that they had, and this is what they put in place. Since it's never been done before, they use a scientific word to put together this country. They called it an experiment because it was never done before like this. It was an experiment. 200 plus more years later, this experiment is still functioning. It's no longer an experiment no more. This constitutional republic has now been infiltrated with people that have another vision for our freedoms, for America. Another vision. Where am I going with this? I keep hearing this word compromise. I keep hearing we have to compromise with the people on the other side of the aisle. I keep hearing we got to come together and we got to unite. I keep hearing these things. And the thing that keeps needling me in my head is the little things. The little things. We are not in position to compromise with anybody or any group that has a different vision of what the founders escaped slavery to establish as far as freedom in America. You should never want to compromise with somebody, especially when they told you that they have a vision contrary to the founders. You will lose your freedom. The phrase chip away. Now, imagine this $400 hammer that you paid for as a taxpayer. in his $300 chisel, there is this big rock of freedom that the founding escaped slave sculpted out. They said, this is the vision. This is the rock of freedom. And then a liberal or a progressive or a socialist or a communist comes in and says, this is what we're going to use your First Amendment, Second Amendment, all your amendments, all your freedoms to come in and join the government. And you got to compromise with us because compromising is a good thing to do. All they're doing is taking the hammer and the chisel you paid for and they're chipping away. They're chipping away at the vision of freedom that the founding escaped slaves established for us. They're chipping away at it. Do you understand that the smallest percentages imaginable is redefining everything that we know in America? Do you understand that? Less than 0.003% of the Americans have redefined marriage. Took what the founders established as marriage, what God has established as marriage, and it's gone now. Very small percentage. Very, very small percentage. Do you know that? Do you know it's a very, very small percentage? It's a smaller than the majority percentage that wants to kill babies in the womb and chop them up and sell their body parts. That's a small percentage. But that very small thing is redefining what we look at as life. It's a small amount of people. It's not bigger than the majority. Do you know it's a small percentage of Americans that elected this president? We're getting beat up. It's being chipped away. Our whole freedom is being chipped away. What is the tool that they're using to do it? Personalities. Personalities. If you keep latching onto personalities, you are opening the door for our freedoms to be chipped away. You got to hold on to principles. You got to hold on to that vision that our founding escaped slaves, our ancestors, the freedoms that they died for and sacrificed for. You got to hold on to that vision, and you cannot compromise with somebody that has told you that they want to transform that vision. They told you. They do not like it. They do not respect the Constitution. They do not respect the Bill of Rights. They do not respect the rule of law. These are the things that keep us free. You cannot compromise with somebody who has told you. And then allow a personality to come and help him chip away at it. This is what I like about United for Freedom. Principles. Conservative principles, constitutional principles, not personalities. Not personalities. People, let me tell you something that's very, very dangerous. And this is what you do with the personality thing. You'll look at what the Heritage Foundation or one of these people that rate and score a person that says, I want to be a conservative. And then you'll look at him and you'll say, wow, he has an 89% voting record. He has a 90% voting record. He has a 92% voting record. So that means if he voted 100 times, 89 of them was so-called conservative. What about the other 11? You ever ask that question? What about the other 8 if it was 92%? What about the other 10? See, we're losing our country because you're not asking that question. The little things, this chipping away. What were the other 9? What were the other 10? What were the other 11? What was the other ones? Was those the things that helped redefine marriage? Because they were compromising? What were the other ones? If they do not have a 100% conservative constitutional voting record, you have to ask, what is the little things? What is the one vote that they didn't? How did that impact our freedom? Aren't we always complaining that the liberals get their little thing, we compromise with the other side of the aisle, the liberals get theirs, and then we got to fight like a Dickens for us to get ours? Isn't that what we do? Isn't that what's happening? The liberals get the tax raise, but when it's time to get the tax cut, it's a no. And then they use a personality. And then the principled one that said, hey, I'm a conservative constitutionalist, that's the one that has to compromise. If we have the vision of America, we should never compromise that vision, because it'll leave us bitching and moaning about our freedoms. This is what happens when you go for a personality. A personality can be bought, but a principle can't. Do you know that? A personality can be bought. At any given time, Phil Williams can need some medical attention for my heart that I can't afford, and here comes some kind of major corporation says, I'll fix your heart, Phil. At any given minute. That's why I don't want you to even be on me as a personality. I want you to stick to my principles. This is the same thing that's happened with our faith in Christianity. We're compromising. A pastor, in order to have cheeks in the seats, he'll take somebody and put them in leadership position that has no good God reason to be in that leadership position. And we compromise, and now we're wondering why our churches are a bunch of business banks, and you're wondering why you got ATMs, and you're wondering why bookstores, and it's all about making money. Because Jesus came and seen a compromised church, and he flipped the tables over. Jesus was not for compromise when it came to his Father's business. Us as Christians, look at what we did this election. We compromised with evil. We told ourselves the lesser of two evils, and we let these charlatans up here in the pulpit, these Pat Robertsons and these Falwells and all these people, tell us that it's okay to compromise with an evil. Chipping away. And you're paying for it. Compromise is not a good thing when it comes to your freedom. It's a god-awful thing. And you're going to compromise when you go for a personality. Why? Because you're going to say, well, what about when he stood into this? Okay, fine. That's great. That's wonderful. But what about when he didn't? What do we lose when they don't? I'm sick and tired of hearing you people say, I'm going to say Ted Cruz's name, because it pisses me off. I'm sick and tired of hearing you guys say that Ted Cruz vowed to support the nominee. Do you know, as a black man, yes, I'm using my color right now. I'm pulling the black card out. I got it. Trust me. 52 cards in the deck. I'm pulling it out. That's the same asinine argument that people made when they wanted to keep my black butt slaved. Well, that's what they wanted. He's supporting the nominee. If it's wrong, you don't support it. You're not going back on your word, because the first word you gave was that I'm a conservative and I'm going to support conservative principles. And Donald Trump is not a conservative. I don't care how the vote went down. Stand for something, Mr. Cruz. And you Cruz cult supporters that keep using that asinine argument, stand for something. This man is wrecking the vision of America. And Ted Cruz said that I want to be the one to protect that vision. Voting with Trump is not a conservative vote. It's a political one. It's a personality one. It's a save my seat one. It's not constitutional. It doesn't end well for us at the end of the day supporting this dude. Ted Cruz said, I am a conservative, hold me accountable. Voting for that dude, knowing his liberal background, knowing the vision that he has for single payer, knowing everything that he stands for, you do not allow Ted Cruz or any of them sycophants that voted for that skinny bull crap to chip away at your freedom. You don't do it, people. It's going to cost you. Because you're looking at a personality. What about the principle? Our freedoms is going to be protected by principles. Our faith, our belief that we're going to be at the right hand of God is going to be protected by our principles, not by a person. A person will fall short. That's what God says. God said a person will vote 97% for him and 3% against him. And that will put him in hell. God is not saying, well, you did most of it right. Remember the guy that got to heaven and he said, I cast out demons in your name. And God said, you worker of iniquity, I do not know you. Part from me. That was a person that had a 97% voting record. And for you people that want to say I'm bashing Ted Cruz, no, I'm pointing out a principle that he said, Phil, look at me for that principle. You have to ask yourself, what did Donald Trump deserve? What did he do to deserve all this anti-conservative loyalty? He told you, I am trying to construct, or more so, deconstruct America's vision of freedom, and I want single payer. And you want to compromise with that? You want to compromise with that? When now all it takes is 3 Republicans in the Senate and 22 of these so-called jokers in the Congress to give Donald Trump and the liberals what they want. They've chipped away at America so much that they're now 22-3 votes away from whatever our founding escaped slaves structured in freedom for us to participate in giving it away. And all we have to do is deconstruct what Obama said when he said we are days away from fundamentally transforming this country. What he means is that the fundamentals that keeps you free will be transformed. We were never personality driven, and now we are. And we're using god-awful scriptures and everything. Political sounding things. He vowed to support the nominee. No, he vowed to protect his wife and children from people that he is now supporting, that will do everything and smack the dog stank out of his wife and children. Demonstrated it, did it. Wasn't hypothetical. Pissed on his father's reputation. Wasn't hypothetical. To me, that's the same people that would support slavery. Because a politician said we should have slavery, and I vowed to support the nominee. And now you cult fiction people are going to say, I'm bashing Cruz. No, I'm showing you how the principal thing that Ted Cruz earned my respect for fell into that very small number, and small things chips away. The liberals have the patience of Job. They have been chipping away at our voting system for a minute. They've been chipping away at your mentality and how you look at your vote. They've been chipping away to where now the freedom thing that our founding escaped slaves structured now starts to look like socialism. And you protecting a personality ushers it smooth in on a silver platter. I have a problem with that. You should have a problem with that. Where is the principles that you say you stand for? Because I know you'll cuss me up one side and another over a personality. Trust me. I got the cuss marks all up and down my back. It's like a cat of nine tails. You're bashing Rubio. You're bashing Cruz. You're a hater. No, I'm a lover of principle, and I'm watching our country get chipped away. I'm watching you willing to continue to buy $400 hammers to help these charlatans continue to chip away at my freedom. I'm watching you say it's okay for you to chip away at my children's freedom. I'm hearing you over a personality say it's okay to chip away at what I want to do for my elders. But the bigger thing that I'm hearing you cult figures over personalities asking me to do, asking my friends to do, you're asking us to shut up. Do not speak out. Do not cry foul. And support a personality that is obviously chipping away, doing the little things that's not conservative. And you're telling me I'm not allowed to say something about it. I can't do this post. You got to put me in a category, my friends in categories of haters, because we're trying to stick to a principle versus a personality. And you're telling me I can't use my First Amendment right. I'm not telling you you can't do it. I'm just telling you the flaw in what you're doing with it. But you're telling me I can't speak without getting ridiculed by you and being told to be unfriended by you and told to be, I should be offended by me or something of that nature. When all I'm saying is the principles is violating our freedoms while you want to defend your personality that has less than 100% conservative voting record. When our babies are being killed in the womb with a small percentage. Our marriages are being redefined by a small percentage. I'm watching the small things that's been chipped away to where the minorities win the votes. And the majorities are being sidelined by people possibly like you that say you're a conservative and you stand for conservative principles. But the only thing that pops out of your mouth, most of you, is a personality. Not one person can save us, but the brilliance of our founding escaped slaves said we the people, sticking to principles, constitutional principles, Christian principles, the Bill of Rights and the rule of law. Don't compromise with the people that told you what they want to do to your country. They told you what they want the end result to do. You don't compromise with them people. We should thank John McCain for stopping that skinny foolishness. We should thank those two, Miss Snow, for whatever reason they did it. We should thank them. Don't let this lifelong liberal make you think that he messed them up. John McCain, he dogged the president. And it ain't about him man, John McCain was a POW. It ain't about Donald Trump saying something bad about him. Donald Trump ran for president because Barack Obama said something about him because of his thin orange skinned self. You thank God for John McCain and Miss Snow and Mikowski for standing up for this foolishness. Because what I'm seeing is so-called conservatives still asking for government to be involved in your decision making. That's not conservative. Sorry. Your conservative idol has drawn the short straw from this true conservative. Not for personalities, buddy. I'm for principles. You should be too. In closing, every time that you're not, you got to ask yourself, what is that percentage that they didn't vote conservative? And ask, are you supporting the chipping away of your freedom? Come on, people. Your children are asking you to protect their future. Not listen to some politician on a stump speech project some unrealistic type stuff. And you fall all over heads and heels and start, stop that foolishness. Not one person can save us. Our founding escaped slaves was more brilliant than anybody that makes you think it can. They put it in the hands of us. And it says, we the people. It was never one. Hey, love you guys. Share this video. and stop letting these personalities chip away your freedom. It's going to land liberal. Love you guys. Peace.